Top 5 we go here in Denton, North Texas, their final home game of the year. They'll round out senior day heading to Louisiana to go against the Lady Texters next weekend, May 7th through the 9th. And looking to cement their spot in a Conference USA tournament that will start on May the 12th, lasting through the 15th.
Louisiana Tech's 21-25 on the season, 9-6 in conference.
Important for the Mean Green to stay atop the Western Division. Not only do you get a double bye, hold that thought, base hit to left field for Caitlin Morado. Leadoff single. She's reached twice. And a chance here for the Roadrunners to work to tie this game. Morado picks up her first hit of this series, first hit of the year. Sophomore finally breaks into the hit column. Dump that one into the gap. Good piece. Stayed back.
Right into no man's land out there in that left center territory.
Got a fastball middle in and didn't miss it. There's Trotwine. 10 strikeouts on the ball game. 3 shy from 200, which would be just the second time a Mean Green player has gotten to that mark. Show and bunt, Bacon hits it foul. But on that note, with the conference tournament coming up, top 2 teams in each division, and then you have, rather, top 3 teams in each division coming out of the East and the West, and then 2 wild cards can come out of either division. Right now, UTSA a game back in the win column of that final wild card spot. North Texas first in the West, #1 record in the conference. Bunt down, foul again. And Bacon can't get it down. Do you keep the bunt sign on, 0-2, Amanda?
No.
You have Morado at first. Talked about this is not a team, UTSA, that steals a lot of bases. No attempts from Morado.
Not sure it makes sense to keep it.
Let's see if Cheatham has her freshman keep it down. She does not, but strikes out swinging. 11th punch out for Trotwine, 198 on the year. Lineup turns over with a runner at first, 1 out for Caddy Barra. Barra walked and flew out to left. Takes one down. But not only do you earn a bye in the conference tournament if you win the division, you actually earn a double bye. Most importantly, you avoid the single elimination part of the tournament. That's what North Texas is trying to accomplish down the stretch. Big hack by Ibarra, fouls it into the lot.
Wonder if the double bye would have an effect on this Mean Green team, as they've been playing just about every weekend and typically have been playing a midweek series as well. It's a lot of ball games to play in a week. Wonder if the slowdown or the little bit of a break is going to have an effect on them.
1-1 missed upstairs. What the double elimination part of the tournament would accomplish is it gives you a mulligan. That's something, if you were playing in that single elimination style, you obviously would not have. And with the pitching staff that North Texas has, they can afford a blunder. They can afford a game where they're pitching with their backs against the wall. Rotation goes 3 deep.
They can afford it, but they wouldn't want to.
That's why it's so important to come out on top in your division. Here's Caddy Barr with a 3-1 count. Morado ready to go at first. Count moves full. Trotwine's worked their way back. Mentioned action in that bullpen for North Texas. It continues.
With Ariel Thompson now throwing, as opposed to Gigi Wall, who we saw earlier.
Bullpen sessions, or I think Trotwine may not go the distance here. Payoff. Flair, center field, in front of Dermargosian, diving, it's off her. Down for a hit. Into second is Morado. At the very least, Dermargosian kept it in front, but now 2 hits have 2 runners on for UTSA, and the big bats, Loffman and Grunberg, coming up. Was a heck of an effort by Dermargosian. Had the same play happened to Lourdes Bacon out in left field. Dove for a ball in front, couldn't make the catch, but knocked it down and saved disaster. See how close Dermargosian was from this.
Ibarra's swing.
Just trapped it. Don't think she got glove with it, but knocked it down with her chest.
Ibarra's helmet sort of came off right at that hit, at the swing.
Loffman behind. Getting that big load. She pulls one, she's gonna drive it. Generate a lot of power, but a lot of moving parts means timing so much more important.
If you take out the outlier of 10 hits Trotwine gave up to University of Texas back in February, she is 2 away from her season high of 5.
Base runners do not come easy against Trotwine. UTSA making her work here. Down run. Loffman with a hitter's count. 2-1, and now Perry Owen's going to have a word with Trotwine. Not sure what you saw there, Amanda. It's an illegal pitch. Did she double pump? See if we can take a look at this one again. Oh, you can't double pump, and you have to stay within those 2 lines, within the length of the rubber. Pitch was a ball regardless. So a 2-1 count, a hitter-friendly count type of swing. Loffman comes up empty.
Asking me what I thought of it, you know, I'm not sure.
So now a 2-2 count. Loffman, this is a big at-bat here in inning number 5. Tying run at second, go ahead at first, 1 out, 2-2. Loffman took one upstairs, count runs full. Do you send the runners here, Amanda? Good count to run on. Good speed, Murado at second, Ibarra at first. One of your best hitters at the plate. Payoff.
It's tempting to.
Ball 4. So you won't need to send the runners as Loffman works a walk. And now the base is loaded, 1 away for Riley Grunberg, the team leader in home runs.
Gigi Wall now also throwing with Ariel Thompson in the mean green bullpen as the infield takes a second to come talk to Hope Trotwine in the circle.
What's your approach here if you're Trotwine facing Riley Grunberg? This is the most stress that any North Texas pitcher has had to deal with this series.
Well, you hope that she hits it on the ground and grounds into a double play.
Middle infield will look to turn one with Michaela Smith at short. Bolgeen in the hole at second. Corners are in. Gamble and Evans at third and first on the corners. They're about a couple steps in. First pitch, a ball, that's big.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Grunberg just a little closer to the plate than typical. Kind of looked like she might have stuck her back knee out in that first pitch.
And she was hit back in the first. Would be an RBI here. Flies one deep, but foul. Rather higher than anything else. Boy, she got good connect to that. Just underneath and out in front. Good power. Team leader in home runs, top 10 in the conference, entered play this weekend, number 2 in all CUSA play, 9 home runs. Also 7th in RBIs with 28. And she's got at least 2 sitting out there for her. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-run game.
It's probably the highest stress situation Trotwine's been in.
Big hack, Grunberg. Went upstairs for the fastball, Trotwine. That's her bread and butter. Question here, partner. Do you stick with the hard stuff or do you gamble with the off speed?
I would gamble with the off speed.
Hasn't caught up to the fastball yet. Oh, it hit her. It bounced and hit Grunberg. She throws her arms up as an RBI the easy way. And we are tied at 1. And now the pot's still boiling for the Roadrunners.
Not sure how I felt about the arms in the air. Taking a look at the hit right here, hit by pitch.
Well, that ball bounced good 2 feet in front of the plate.
Off of the front foot. but I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, when you're 0 for 8 in a series, you finally get an RBI that way. This one's flared out to right, shallow off the grass. Olguin will put it away. Big out for Trotwine. A quick out number 2. Good response by the senior. Ibarra at third, Loftman at second. Grunberg at first after the hit by pitch and an RBI.
We saw Estelle hit a big double towards right field, right off of that right field wall in the warning track.
She'd love a repeat here after Medina pops out for the second out.
Apparently she had a spoon in her back pocket.
It's interesting. Got a good chuckle out of the crowd underneath us. Bases loaded, 2 away. Estelle, you mentioned, doubled her last time. Takes a strike. Work in right field, back a few steps. And Estelle can give the Roadrunners the lead, their first lead of this series. They have not been in front at any point this weekend.
And if Trotwine has her way, it'll remain this 1-1.
She's ahead in the count, 0-2. Inning started with a Morado single. Bacon struck out. Ibarra singled. Loftman walked. With them loaded. Grunberg hit by the pitch with an RBI, and then Medina popped out. And that's where we're at right now. Bases full, 0-2 count. Marina Estelle, lefty on righty. Trotwine trying to strand him full. Does just that. So Trotwine picks up her second strikeout of the inning, 199 in her season. But the Roadrunners tied at 1. They leave them loaded, but we're all square in Denton. On to the bottom of the 5th, locked up at 1.
Tough inning for Hope Trotwine in the top of the 5th. Gave up 1 run, and now we're looking at UTSA's finishing conference play against UTEP at home at Roadrunner Field for UTSA.
It's a big series for the Roadrunners. 4 games at home to round out the season. Remember, 1 game back in the loss column of that wild card spot. The second one has a good piece by the senior Olguin, but is retired by Ibarra. Well, that's the one spot North Texas has not had success hitting it to, Ibarra.
UTSA, will take on a UTEP team that is currently 4-12 in conference, 9-23 overall.
No doubt, Coach Michelle Cheatham will eye a sweep. It's about the only way the Roadrunners can give themselves a sure shot at a postseason berth. Would not be guaranteed, and they're 1 game back, as I mentioned in the win column, to Florida Atlantic. 5-10 are the Owls. UTSA 5-10, rather 6-10. Beg your pardon, FAU.
They're going to be hoping and praying for that wild card spot, as it doesn't seem like they're going to have a chance for the 3rd spot in the West. At least currently, La Tech sits at a 600 win percentage in conference, while UTSA sits at a 333 win percentage.
Other side of that coin, though, while La Tech with perhaps a comfortable lead over UTSA, they play North Texas at home in Louisiana.
And North Texas has proven to the rest of Conference USA that they are not an easy team to take down.
Hernandez will do it herself. Out number 2. Boy, Clarissa Hernandez has been terrific. Outside of that first inning, she's only surrendered 1 hit. She struck out only 1, issued 1 walk, and hit 1 batter. But she has been phenomenal. Outside of the first, she's retired the leadoff hitter every inning. She's gotten out number 2 with only 2 batters face each inning outside the first. She's gone right after hitters and has been efficient. Her defense has had her back, and she has kept the Roadrunners in this ball game. 3 consecutive scoreless frames after that 1 spot in inning number 1. And they brought it back. It's 1-1. Dermargosian at the plate. 1-1 count. Dermargosian 1 shy of 100. Walked and grounded out. Came in to play the leading hitter in Conference USA play. Rather overall, leading all CUSA hitters in batting average.
Walked at her first at bat and grounded into second base. Grounded
Scored
to
5
second.
runs this season and may have had hit number 100 robbed by Caitlin Morado at the hot corner. Mentioned she's had a great series defensively. And the Roadrunners with some momentum. Morado, defense for Hernandez, doing work. We're tied at 1. 5 played here at Lovelace. All tied at 1 here at Lovelace Stadium. 5 innings in the books. Pitchers duel, Hope Trotwine and Clarissa Hernandez dealing. UTSA first pitch swinging. Christensen back in a nice play, ranging to her right. Robs a hit away from Kendall Brooks and allowed out number 1.
We were just talking during the break about how this is your style of game. Pitchers duel through and through.
Low scoring, pitchers duel, defense getting work. Can't rely on the big hit. You got to manufacture runs. This is what you love to see. And UTSA, they've been in these ball games outside of a 7-0 loss in the first game on Friday. They have been just as good pitching-wise, head-to-toe with North Texas. Lost 4-2 in game number 2. But were tough luck losers yesterday in the second game on Saturday's doubleheader. 1-0 loss. It's a big game for UTSA. It's important for Michelle Teetham's group to get out of here with a win. 1-0 count to Brittany Coe. Takes one that misses, 2-0 count.
Give a nice little boost of morale for the Roadrunners as they head back home to take on UTEP.
It's important. Mention they're sitting at 5-10, 1 game back in the win column of the second wild card spot. That's Florida Atlantic. Western Kentucky sitting at 6-5. Florida Atlantic sitting at 6-10. UTSA with 5 wins. And what the 2 things that are going to go for UTSA, number 1, they're headed home. And then also the final series for Florida Atlantic is against Western Kentucky. So the 2 teams with 1 more win than the Roadrunners are going to play each other in a 4-game set to round out the season. So there is a path for Michelle Teetham to get her Roadrunners to the postseason. Starts with trying to salvage a win here on Sunday. We've already lost this series, trying to survive a sweep, and Brittany Coe struck out looking, and that is a marquee moment for Hope Trotwine. That is now strikeout number 200 this season. She becomes the 2nd player in Mean Green history to strike out 200 in a single campaign. Last time was Ashley Kirk back in 2014. Team record 214 strikeouts in a single season. Trotwine, pretty feasible that she can get 14 more the rest of the way.
I was about to say now she flirts with the top of that record.
Big hat, Caitlin Morado.
As we all know, Hope Trotwine has her name in many of the records in the record book for the Mean Green.
Morado 1 for 10 on the year, 1 for 7 in that series. Her single back in the 5th inning, leading off that frame. She scored the tying run. It was her first hit overall, but she has taken a number of hits away at the hot corner. Her and Caddy Barr have played phenomenal defense. Under 1, now down 1-2.
But we were talking about how it's so important for this UTSA team to be able to go home and take that series from UTEP. But this UTSA team hasn't quite had the record they wanted at home, only 3-11 this season.
They don't, 6-9 on the road this year. But they do control their own destiny with the 2 teams they need to knock off playing each other. Hope Trotwine just keeps racking up the strikeouts to this inning. She's up to 14, 201 on the year. And the Mean Green, bottom of the 6th, tied at 1. Do we have late game magic yet again here in Denton? The senior Stephen F. Austin transfer has it working, rather junior. Clarissa Hernandez, 5 innings, 2 hits, only 1 earned, only 1 strikeout, but only 1 walk, and she has been terrific. She's retired the leadoff hitter in 3 of the 4 innings she's worked this game. Rather, 4 of the 5, beg your pardon. She's been phenomenal. Was good in her last start in game number 3 this series. 6 innings of work, only gave up 5 hits. 1 earned run was the tough luck defeat. 3 strikeouts, again, just 1 walk. And she is battling the senior Hope Trotwine pitch for pitch. What have you liked from Clarissa Hernandez, Amanda?
The fact that she can field her own position, it's not that it's rare to see a pitcher field her own position, but just as often as Hernandez has done it this weekend and the 2 times we've seen her pitch this weekend, she has made more than one play from the circle.
Ball low to Maya Work, the freshman. 0 for 1, had a key sac bunt in inning number 1, then popped out to short. That bunt scored Dermargosian eventually, got her over to second. Manufactured it with an RBI single from Kaylee Gamble. What you need out of a 2-0 hitter. 4 home runs, 21 ribbies, gives you some power, but can manufacture a lot of runs out of that 2 spot. Flare behind Medina, backing up, could not turn around, and a base hit for Wark. And she'll play leadoff here for North Texas, bringing up Taylor Evans.
That's a tough mistake to make. You go back thinking it's not going to go very far, and then looked like she just kind of got twisted on herself.
It's a tough play. Medina ranged back to her right. It's one of those plays where you think the ball's carrying a lot more. It's a tough play for a shortstop going back on a ball.
Have a pinch runner for the Mean Green. Katie Truitt going to be running for Maya Work over at first.
I think that ball drifted on her now that I look at it again. Drifted on her in the sense she turned to her right, and had she opened up to her left, she would have been there. Tough break, tough play.
Kind of corkscrew herself.
Mentioned Katie Truitt, pinch running for Wark at first. Good speed.
She's got 3 stolen bases, been caught stealing once.
Here's Taylor Evans now. Showing bunt, pulls it back.
Looking for hit 100.
And who's going to get it first, her or Dermargosian? Could be the last at bat Evans gets this season at home, should this one end in the 7th.
Well, if I'm Evans, I really want my 100th to be at home in front of family and friends that I'm familiar with.
Foul bunt. Want to give herself up here. Evans, Christensen to follow. Hernandez just the 2 hits prior to Maya Work. 5 base runners. A walk and a hit by pitch. 1-1. Evans takes in tight. Hernandez looking for the double play ball. Work has hit the ball in the air both times. Ibarra on the grass to the right. Medina step in front. Corners in, still anticipating the bunt.
Evans has the power to put it on the ground, but put it at such a speed that it'll go straight through the wickets.
2-1, swing and a miss. Runner goes. The ball gets away. Perry Owens has his hands up. It's a foul ball. Truitt will retreat to first. And with 2 strikes, the bunt will now be out of play, although I don't think Evans was going to lay one down after the first one she fouled off. 3-hole hitter swinging away. 2-2. Hernandez ready. Missed that one. That one had some funky action to it. Good breaking ball. Just couldn't locate it. Now the count goes full. You don't want to walk Evans because you know Christensen behind her will definitely lay one down. Payoff. Evans. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second, and Truitt is safe by a couple of steps. But a big strikeout for Clarissa Hernandez, just her second, but it retires Taylor Evans.
It's got to be frustrating for Evans. She really wanted that hit at her prior at bat in the 3rd.
Evans 0 for 3. Here's Christensen 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in inning number 1.
But if you're the Road Runners, that's a significantly better outcome. As if Evans got on base, then you got Truitt, who's got a lot of speed, followed by Evans, who has a lot of speed, followed by Christensen, who has proven she can hit pretty well.
Truitt beat that throw by Coe by a mile. Good speed. There's a strike to Christensen. Outfield looks to be in a few steps all around. Loffman, Bacon, and Brooks, they're going to look to gun down a runner. Truitt at the plate. Should a ball reach? 1-1. Kaylee Christensen. Takes one in the dirt, good block. Coe keeps Truitt right where she is. Pitcher and catcher in perfect sync. Hernandez ready. Cue shot, right side. Truitt will get to third, and a hesitation by Grunberg. A hit for Christensen. Grunberg flinched to third. Not sure if she was waiting for Ibarra to get there. I think she might have been there. But that slight hesitation cost them an out.
Not sure what really happened there. You can see third baseman Morado sort of put her arms up like, hey, is someone going to throw somewhere?
Let's see, Grunberg. Not sure if she thought Ibarra wasn't there.
Looks like
she goes to hesitate. Oh, yeah, Ibarra was a step late, and that's all it took.
Looks like Christensen kind of capped that ball.
Now it's Gamble, show and bunt. Runner at first. Christensen will take second. They'll let her have it. It's a big play. Grunberg with one out. So much better off just taking the out. But tough break.
Hernandez has a little bit of trouble with runners in scoring position, having them bat around 273.
Gamble to first. That's foul. It's a big spot for Kaylee Gamble. Drove in the first run back in inning number 1. Grounded out the third and the fourth.
Got 11 RBIs this season. Walked 14 times, 9 doubles, 2 home runs. There you can see the takeoff.
They were content with leaving Truitt at third, not risking a throwdown. 1 and 2.
Well, you go back to thinking about yesterday and how the 1 run scored in the second game, how there was just a whole bunch of throws that didn't quite get to where they were going, and in a game that is, you know, tied, you wouldn't want that.
Gamble to center. Here we go. Loftman back a few steps. It'll be plenty deep. Throw to third. Good decision by Loftman. But Truitt will score. RBI sacrifice fly by Kaylee Gamble. Second ribby of the day, and North Texas takes a 2-1 lead here in inning number 6. It's going to get lost on the scoreboard, scorecard, but that is a good decision by Loftman to put that throw at third, keeping Christensen at second.
Nice deep fly ball by Gamble.
Sticks the bat out there, pokes it to center, plenty deep. Loftman knew right away she had no chance at Truitt. So now 2-1 North Texas. To third, Morado through her legs and into left. Here comes Christensen, throw to the plate, high throw, tag from Coe, not there. And into second is Raina Lewis.
Went right through the legs of Morado, gonna rule it an error.
Morado has been outstanding at third this series. But that's the one place she'll probably remember the rest of the way. Error on the third baseman. Lewis reaches second, and another run scores. Lewis.
Powerful hit right there down the third base foul line. Christensen did not slow down.
And again, it started with Grunberg not getting the out at first, and a sac fly to center field.
Looks like head coach Rodney DeLong is talking to home plate umpire Perry Owens, making some offensive switches.
Rodney DeLong in his third year at the helm at North Texas, looking to extend this conference winning streak to 14 with a 4-game sweep.
Pinch runner for the Mean Green, number 17, senior Bree Valdez.
So pinch runner and a pinch hit coming for North Texas.
And senior Courtney Williams to come up to the plate.
Williams getting in at bat on senior day. Leadoff single by Maya Wark. Evans struck out. Single by Kaylee Christensen. A sac fly by Kaylee Gamble. The sac fly came before, or rather the hit by Christensen was the key. It was a ball hit to Grunberg at first, who hesitated, looking to get Truitt out at third, then went to first far too late. and then Gamble the sac fly. And that's where we're at now, 3-1. Run number 3 coming across. Raina Lewis reaching on an error by Caitlin Morano at third, who's been phenomenal defensively.
Taking a quick look at Brie Valdez, runner on second. Made 18 appearances as a freshman, 10 appearances as a sophomore.
Williamson chopper to third. Morano will put it away and end the inning. It's going to be a final at bat win for somebody. North Texas takes the lead in inning number 6. On to the 7th. Last call for UTSA, trying to avoid a sweep. Down to their final 3 outs, down 2. Last call here in Denton. North Texas taking the lead in the 6th inning, and they'll turn things over to Janie Worthington, the freshman, out of the pen.
Janie Worthington is the only left-handed pitcher for this Mean Green squad. Posted .233 ERA and a 185 leadoff batting percentage. 7 wins on the season, 36 hits given up, 18 runs, all of them earned. Walked 8, struck out 84 this season. It's given up 7 home runs. Sorry yesterday, as the starter for Game 2, pitched a complete game. That 1-0, almost buzzer beater type game. Came down to the wire in that one.
UTSA down to their final 3 outs, down a pair. They'll start with a pinch hitter, Julia Bumpford, freshman out of Prosper. Not far from here. Tying run on deck. Worthington threw a gem yesterday. Lefty starts with a swinging strike. Road runners need a base runner. Bumpford, 21st appearance. She's made 12 starts, 152 slugging. They're not asking her for the long ball. They're asking her to get on base. Takes one upstairs, 1-1. Bumpford has walked 8 times as a freshman.
Appears to be a bit of a utility player in the field. Should have come to that.
Lefty ready. Swing and a miss. Bumpford behind it. Remember, UTSA 1 game back in the win column of that second wild card spot. They'll have 4 to play after this one. North Texas, winners of 13 consecutive in conference play. Both teams need it. 1-2 to Bumpford. Stays alive. Freshman off the bench. Bumpford, Ibarra, Loffman. Anyone reaches Riley Grunberg. It's the part of the order that the Roadrunners can set the table. It's where you want to be.
We saw the inning where the bases were juiced for Hope Trotwine, and it was this same chunk of the order for...
And down she goes. A strikeout. Worthington punches out Bumpford. A good start in the 7th, up 2. And the Roadrunners down to their final 2 outs. But good bats coming up in Ibarra and Loffman. Close the book on Hope Trotwine. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 14 strikeouts, got 200 on the season. Second Mean Green player to do that. 3 walks and 2 hit by pitches. 2 batters hit. Here's Ibarra.
It's likely that La Tech will be seeing her next weekend, which would allow for the opportunity for Trotwine to take that number 1 position.
There's a strike to Ibarra, down 0-2. Boy, Clarissa Hernandez ran into a buzzsaw. 6 innings of work. 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. 2 strikeouts, a walk, another gutsy performance by Hernandez. But she's on the hook for a loss unless the Roadrunners can score twice. Ibarra, good take. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ibarra's reached twice, walk in the 1st, singled in the 5th, got stranded at 3rd. Flew out in the 3rd.
In the event of the loss for UTSA and for Clarissa Hernandez, it'll be 2 losses that were very well-played games.
Good eye from Ibarra.
Well-pitched games by her and well-played games by both teams, the Roadrunners and the Mean Green. But it's that kind of game that makes me think that sometimes the wins and loss records of pitchers are very arbitrary, doesn't really mean a lot
2-2.
or
Good
doesn't
at that.
doesn't accurately express the style of pitching or the way that they pitch.
And the old-fashioned way of thinking where I agree, wins and losses don't necessarily tell the story. That kind of thinking's been thrown by the wayside. But outside of that 7-0 game one, this has been a tight series. Ibarra, tying run on deck, trying to stay alive. Line into right, and there's your tying run aboard. Kat Ibarra, second hit of the game, fourth of the series. And the big bats for the Roadrunners with Loftman and Grunberg coming up with a chance to tie. Tying run on deck, rather. Brings up Loftman. Go-ahead run still on deck, rather, beg your pardon. But this is the spot that UTSA wants to get to.
Say it's up in the air for me on whether or not I take Hernandez or Ibarra as the Roadrunner of this series.
Big stride by the lefty. Takes one upstairs.
Loftman bats .415 with runners on. .303 typically.
5 home runs, 16 driven in. The tying run.
I think 3 attempts for stealing from Ibarra. She has been caught twice, so not the best person to try to steal a base.
Hitters count. You know she has the green light. Senior represents the tying run. 1 away, 1 on. 3-1 North Texas. Worthington ready. Big hack. Loftman knew she got one to hit. A little bit of a smirk. That's the one. She nods her head. That's the one she wants again. Still a hitter's count. Does Worthington challenge her again? Big pitch coming. Opposite side, left, shortstop in the hole. Callahan, no play. Just a cue shot that didn't go anywhere. And Callahan had no play. Loftman's aboard, and now the tying run reaches. And a go-ahead run comes to the plate in the person of Riley Grunberg.
It's actually Smith that didn't turn the play. That's
Rather Smith,
shortstop.
you're right, but she had no play. Loftman placed that one perfectly between her and Evans.
Riley Grunberg up at the plate. Been hit once.
Chopper, double play ball, got a chance. Olguin, the tag to 1. That is a double play. That's your ball game. Miranda Olguin, the senior.
And a big win for the Mean Green
For
their final party at the
1.
Lace.
Double play to end it. And North Texas ends their regular season finale at home with their 14th consecutive conference victory. UTSA can't believe it. They put up 3 good fights in this series, but they're going to come away with a 0-4 on the sweep for North Texas. What a play. Miranda Olguin took it herself. The tag for 1.
Great play by the senior on senior day.
They make a win out of Hope Trout 1, a save of Janie Worthington. Loser out of a tough luck loss for Cecilia Hernandez. 3-1 to final. North Texas marches on. AJ Tillers here for Amanda Batchelder. Thank you for having us on CUSA TV.